Here's a quick Boy Meets World scene focusing on Corey's typical teenage angst and Mr. Feeney's wisdom. Interior, corridor during the day. Corey is slumped against a locker, looking miserable. Sean approaches.
Hey, Corey, what's eating you? Did Topanga finally figure out you don't know the capital of Vermont?
Ugh, worse. I got a C on my history paper. A C!
Dude, C's average. That's like the American dream.
But I'm not average, Sean. I'm supposed to be more. Mr. Feeney walks by, overhearing them.
Mr. Matthews, must you always quantify your worth by a letter grade?
But Mr. Feeney, it represents my effort, my understanding of the American Revolution.
Does it? Or does it represent your ability to regulate information down to a piece of paper?
I guess.
Mr. Matthews, true learning is not about achieving a specific grade. It's about understanding the world around you, and more importantly, understanding yourself. He's right, man. Maybe you should just learn the capital of Vermont.
You're not helping, Sean.
Good day, gentlemen. And Mr. Matthews, perhaps consider that a C allows room for improvement.
Room for improvement. I'm doomed. And scene. That's how you start off the Working Perspectives podcast.
Let's
I'm Matt
fucking
Lavelle.
go.
He's Burn Pockasy. Also Mr. Feeney. Also Sean Z. Hunterelli. I was Corey Matthews. That was a reading from Boy Meets World. We're getting ready to get started. Burn. This is the Retorted Show. This is the Working Perspectives podcast. Are you ready for a fun, cool kind of fact thing?
Maddie, my juices are flowing hard right now. Bring it on. Bring me whatever you got. I'm excited.
Is it strange that nothing flows our juices harder than reading a scene from a 90s TV show?
I don't know.
I'm juiced to the gills.
I don't know why I'm so excited, but the ability to just have a couple minutes in Mr. Feeney's body has rejuvenated me. I feel incredible. I feel incredible right now.
You look incredible. You smell incredible. You taste incredible. But Burn, speaking of incredible, have you heard of Lord Byron?
Lord Byron was a poet, yes?
Oh, you know it. He was a poet.
Okay.
And he could show it. So don't blow it.
I don't know anything. I know he's a poet. Literally, that's all I know.
Well, if he was in a boat, he would row it.
Anybody want a peanut?
All right. Well, you want to hear some stuff about old Lord Byron?
Funk, yeah, I do.
Here we go. Lord Byron, a figure as flamboyant as his verse, lived a life that rivaled the most dramatic of his poems. From his clubfoot, which haunted him with insecurity, to his breathtaking good looks that captivated both men and women, Byron was a walking paradox. He was a champion of liberty, yet indulged in aristocratic excess, a celebrated poet who courted scandal with every breath. His travels through Europe were a whirlwind of romantic liaisons, political intrigue, and self-imposed exile. He fathered a daughter, Ada Lovelace, with his estranged wife, Annabelle Milleblanc, and was rumored to have numerous affairs, including a scandalous relationship with his half-sister, Augusta Lee. He joined the Greek War of Independence, pouring his wealth and passion into the cause, ultimately succumbing to a fever in Millelonge at the age of 36. His brief, brilliant life was a whirlwind of genius, passion, and self-destruction, leaving behind a legacy of iconic poetry and a reputation for quintessential romantic heroism. And that was Lord Byron. He also was beaten as abused. So he was a lord at a young age. Then he was drafted into servitude for another lord, beaten and abused, then had a clubfoot the whole time, got away, started writing poetry, and he became like the first pseudo celebrity. They're saying like something like, 300 people in 2 years. Bang. Men and women. Just bang.
What?
Bang.
With no internet.
None.
Wow.
He was the internet. Also,
Wow.
Scottish. Scottish. Would you have would you go through servitude, be a lord, but not really own anything, be a lord with a ton of debt, right? Not really own anything, be in servitude, be abused, be beaten, but then eventually have a nice size schmeck, a club foot, and bang into just the hottest poos of the day? Would you take all that to bang the hottest poos of the day? Honestly, I'd consider it. I'd consider it.
Not even close. If you told me that I would have to club one foot, but to have such a way with words that I could bed any human being on the planet I wanted to, he died at 36, right? So this is
Right.
just his teens and 20s and early 30s, which is
Yeah.
all I was trying to really do at that point in my life anyway.
It's
I would have
still, yeah.
give me that, yeah, and now again,
Right.
give me that club foot 99 times out of 100 if I can
Yeah.
have the gift of gab and a way with words that is going to just make anyone melt in my hands. Yeah,
Yeah.
give me the
He
foot.
was considered the first true celebrity of ever. So yeah, that's Lord Byron. You want to hear something else about another cool kind of fun guy kind of thing?
Well, now I do.
Okay. Well, do you know who the richest man in Virginia is?
Currently,
Yeah.
um, I grew up on a street, and the street I grew up on was Virginia Terrace. So we used to play this game where it was like, your middle name and your street name or your porn name.
Mm-hmm.
And my porn name ended up being Chuck Virginia, which I thought was pretty decent. But
I was
no,
always told it was the your first pet's name and the street you grew up on.
no, I can't do that because that's a name I hate now.
Well, what
Uh,
was your first pet's name? Sam?
Samwise.
Sam Virginia? Yeah, it doesn't have a good. That's a shitty porn name.
Chuck Virginia is definitely better.
I'll tell
And
you,
my dog's name was
Chuck
Sam
Terrace.
Wise.
Chuck
Terrace.
Terrace. Now that's a
Ooh,
name, Daddy. Chuck Terrace is a name, Daddy.
that just suggests something large and square.
Dude, I'm almost afraid to say mine because every movie that I've written in my head, that's the name of the lead character. And it's
Okay,
Conrad Royal.
that's awesome.
Great name, right? Great name. It
Awesome
also
name.
could be Blackie Royal.
Conrad Blackie Royal.
Well, I was alive when Blackie was born, but my true first pet was a Doberman Pinscher named Conrad.
Listen, if you go Conrad Blackie Royal, then you're writing a Molly Maguire movie, and that's probably pretty good.
Yeah. So, okay, Bern, let's get back to it though. The richest man in Virginia. Do you ever hear? Okay, if I said this to you, Bern, would you know what I mean? If I asked you if you were a Dave fan, would you know what that meant?
Oh, Mr. Matthews.
Yes.
That's who we're
Yes.
talking about here.
Yeah. I'm not going to lie to you. I despise Dave Matthews Band fans because they're the biggest douchebags.
I think probably not anymore.
Right. They've grown
Like,
out of
I
it.
think probably when
Back
you
in
were
the day,
like
they were the
20,
worst,
they
though.
were insufferable. But I think if you went to a and I haven't been to a Dave Matthews concert in 20 years, but I think if you went to one now, you'd look around and be like, oh, yeah, we're all wearing comfortable shoes and just trying to get like a little high, not too banged up and go home and see our kids.
Yeah.
I
They were like
was
music know-it-all snobs back in the day. So they
Listen,
fucking sucked.
I was and am still a huge fan of the Dave Matthews Band. I've been to
Mm-hmm.
3 concerts. I never put a patch on my backpack, and I don't have any tattoos. I like the band for the music. I was not into the scene of being like, dude, it's my 17th Dave show since '98. Like, couldn't
Yeah, he
do it.
sang the extra verse to Crash, bro. I heard it
Yeah,
live, dude. I heard it live. The extra verse to Crash, bro. So
yeah.
either way, enough bird walking. So the
So
richest
Dave Matthews,
man.
the richest man in Virginia.
No, he's not. But his manager is Corin Capshaw, a prominent figure in the music industry, has built a remarkable career from his base in Virginia. While definitively labeling him the richest man in Virginia can be complex, his influence and wealth are undeniable. He's best known as the manager of the Dave Matthews Band, a relationship that began in Charlottesville, Virginia, at the venue Trax. However, His business acumen extends far beyond a single band. Capshaw is the founder of the Red Light Management, a powerhouse talent management company representing a vast roster of artists. His ventures also include significant involvement in concert promotion, record labels, and real estate development. He has also been involved in e-commerce with the founding of Music Today. His business sense, combined with his dedication to the artist he represents, has solidified his position as a major player in the entertainment world. Beyond his business success, Capshaw is also known for his philanthropic efforts, contributing significantly to community projects, particularly in Charlottesville. Dave Matthews from Charlottesville. So, yeah, Corin Capshaw, richest man in Virginia, and the manager of Dave Matthews Band. I wonder what Red Light Management. I want to see who's got on his label. Talk to me,
Yeah,
Brian. What do you think?
what's on that brand? It also sounds like though he did a lot of infrastructure stuff, which makes sense because Dave Matthews Band, which as far as I became aware of them when I was in middle school, high school in the mid '90s. I know they started in Charlottesville. They started at UVA, and they were early on to like the touring jam band scene. So I would
I
imagine this
mean,
guy had a lot of opportunities if he was really like a savvy moneymaker to be like, I'm going to buy the bus company that does all these jam band tours, or I'm going to buy the porta potties that all of these places are going to have forever. So I will say probably being early on Dave Matthews Band and watching how that band kind of grew and the jam band scene grew. If you're really like plugged in with a mind for money, I'm sure he saw a tremendous amount of opportunities to be like, oh, corner of the market here. And I'll corner
so
the market
dude,
here.
he has. Oh God, dude. Just looking at some of the names, he's doing pretty like he's got 100, like he's got a couple hundred artists on under his thing. But so just to read you a couple, right? First ones that popped out: Three Doors Down, Four Non Blondes, right? Both under him. POD under him. Mac Powell under him. Who else do we got? We got obviously Dave Matthews Band under him. OAR, love OAR. Of Monsters and Men, also under him.
Okay.
Hold on, there's another one. Oh, Sabrina Carpenter, L King, the Kaiser
Wait,
Chiefs.
I wasn't expecting Sabrina. You were like OAR, Three Doors
Yeah,
Down. And I was like, this all makes sense. Then you were like Sabrina Carpenter. And that I did not see coming.
yeah. L King as well. She's another big
Yeah.
artist. So, dude, he's done. I don't want to go through all of them, but he's got. There's quite a few. The Airborne Toxic event. You remember them?
What was that?
The
What was their song?
I don't know. The Black Keys are also there.
Oh shit.
The Fray, like
Love
this
the fray.
the Strokes, the Marshall
What?
Tucker Band. Yeah. So, dude, I love
The
the Strokes. The
Strokes
Strokes
are
are an all-time great band. Great
Strokes
band.
are a top, maybe the best band of like the early 2010s.
Yeah.
My son barely knows anything, but he knows the Strokes just like by the way they play. He'll be like, "Yeah, is that the Strokes?" And I'm like,
Last night she
"Just
said, yeah.
you're goddamn right, it is.
Mhm.
You're
So
goddamn right. That's the Strokes."
also
Wow.
Tom Petty. Throw that out there. So there you go. That
Shit.
is my fun fact
R.I.P.
kind of things. Lord Byron, Corin Capshaw, a couple of good guys. But Burn, we're gonna keep it moving. Keep it on moving down the road. And we're gonna head to a comment. Are you ready for a comment?
Great facts, Maddie. Let's get to the comments.
Very good. First comment comes on last week's Directors Cup semifinal. Steven Spielberg versus Ridley Scott, Saving Private Ryan versus Alien. Great episode. We got a comment from our boy, everyone's favorite, Omni112. Love this guy. He's the best, aka William Handy. He had this to say. He said, me sitting here waiting to hear who you dare replace the sexy goddess Sigourney Weaver with. Then you drop Alexandra Daddario. That's a home fucking run. Immediately went into improper thoughts as soon as you threw that gem out. Forgive me for ever doubting you. I responded by like, my man, we went knockers for knockers, tats for tats. Sigourney Weaver is an all-timer, but Daddario is a stud. And he just responded saying fact. And that's a true fact, Daddy. True.
I'm not gonna lie to you, Maddie. I think that my recasting has been more consistent with what would make sense for the movie. I think your recasting has been way more fun and is
What?
creating more interesting movies that like I would probably want to watch.
Uh,
But I think the Alexandria Daddario for Sigourney Weaver may be the single best recast that either one of us has done in this entire Director's Cup run.
Burn. Let's just remind everybody that in that recasting, you recasted Saving Private Ryan, and two of them were you recasted Barry Pepper with an AI version of Barry Pepper, and then
That's
you
correct.
also recasted the German guy with just another random German guy. So I've been dirt stomping you in recasting, and it's not even close. I dirt stomped you. Dirt stomp. Dirt meat stomp. Mud hole walked dry.
Okay.
Right.
So I disagree with you for two reasons. One, I stand by my casting. B, that is the worst fucking compliment ever taken. Like I went around the horn to talk about what a great job you did, and the whole time you were just waiting there to be like, "Yeah, not only was I awesome, but you're a piece of shit." That's that's a bad look,
waited
Manny.
to pounce on you like a puma.
That's a bad
puma.
look for you. You know what? I'll keep my fucking compliments to myself then going forward. All right. Go on. On to the next comment.
On to the next. Now we're not doing another comment. We're gonna keep it moving, keep it on moving down the road, and we're gonna head to what is it? The 5 thing? What did we call it? Ranking. Blind ranking.
I'm not helping you at all, motherfucker. You fucking you hang on that vine. You figure it out.
Okay. Today will be blind ranking 90s TV shows, Daddy. 90s TV shows.
Oh,
Daddy.
wow. Oh, wow.
Hope you're ready.
So,
hope you're ready.
Clear, just for the audience, right? I was born in 82. You were born, what, 84, 85?
85, yeah.
85, right? So, in the 90s, this is when me and Maddie are in our 10s, our 12s, our 14s, our 16s. Like when TV means the most.
I mean, dude, TGIF, Daddy. That's all I'm saying. We're TGIF. We're hanging out. Dude, coming home from school, watching this. I watched these people grow up, and I matured along with them, and it was a great time. But, Bern, are you ready to kick it off and kick it off hard?
This is a big responsibility. This is the shit that shaped us. All right. 5 90s TV shows. Blind rank. Let's go.
Yep. Full House. Where are you going? Where are you going?
Full House is going to number 2.
Wow.
Right off the bat. Right off the bat. Full House.
Here's a sleeper. Here's a sleeper. Step by step.
Step by step.
Day by day.
Day by day. I did like that part in the beginning with the log flume when the water hit everybody.
Oh, it's great. Yeah.
Step by step is gonna go for me.
Number 4. Here we go, Vern. Oh boy, you fucked this already. Family Matters, Daddy. Family Matters. And so do you, Vern.
I don't think I fucked it at all. Number 1.
You fucked it, dude. You so fucked it. All right, Vern. So just to recap: 1, Family Matters. 2, Full House. 4, Step by Step. You have 3 and 5 left. And where are you going to put the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, cocksmoker?
Number 3.
You fucked. You totally fucked hard.
Are you ready? I fucked it a little bit, yeah.
You fucked it so hard. Are you ready for the last one, which will end up being the 5 spot?
What's my 5?
Saved by the Bell, which you cannot be. Admit you fucked it hard, and I'll let you go.
I have never been more ashamed of a blind ranking.
Recap it for us, Daddy.
Number 1, Family Matters. Number 2, Full House. Number 3, The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Number 4, Step by Step. Number 5, Saved by the Bell.
You're a cunt.
I don't think that I stand by any of those rankings. I think all of those are wrong.
Yeah, you got it. I finally got you. I've been trying to get you, and I finally got you. And you're welcome.
I even moved Full House at 2 instead of putting it straight at 3 because I knew you were coming at me hard. So I went Family Matters, Full House, Fresh Prince, Step by Step, Saved by the Bell. In my heart, the real answer is Full House, Fresh Prince, Saved by the Bell, Family Matters, Step by Step.
Yep. I could take that. There's no way that Saved by the Bell is a 5. No way. No way.
No, there's no
It's
way.
too good.
Step by Step is by far the worst show
That's
on that
the 5
list. Like,
for sure,
it's not
and that's
even
why
close.
I put it there.
It's a slam dunk 5. A lot of people would argue Fresh Prince 1. For me, just a personal nostalgia, I would go Full House 1, Fresh Prince 2.
You always know you had a thing for Kimmy Gibbler.
Oh, Gibbler? I would make Gibbler gibble all over this shit.
You would gibble.
She would gibble. I would gabble. But all right, Maddie. Well, we both tried to change our strategy this week, and you fucked me hard. You fucked me good. And this is worse than pies. It's worse than pies. I'm more ashamed of this than pies.
All right. You ready? We're going to move on to a comment to get this dirty taste out of your mouth. You ready?
Yeah, let's wash this away.
All right. So next comment comes from everyone's new favorite retort, Omni112. I love this guy. Left a comment on the How Studio Revisions perfected Saving Private Ryan's script, shorts clip, and he put thus. He put, Robert Rodat has done some decent work. Can you do something on The Patriot? You have an amazing gift of finding out hard-to-find facts. I feel there may be something untold about that Rodat gem. And I said, absolutely. I love The Patriot. One of my favorite movies. And he just said, awesome. Because you know what? Omni112 is fucking awesome. Love that guy.
He gets it. He just gets it. He gets right where we are.
Just fucking gets it.
Of course we want to break down The Patriot. You're goddamn right we do.
I'm kind of mad we haven't done it already.
Jason Isaac kills children with axes. I mean, that movie is hardcore.
Oh, and then laughs about it afterwards. Dude, when he says, like, oh, so you're that man, that ghost, aren't you? That from that farm with that stupid little boy that I shot to death. Did he die? So good. So good.
I heard an interview with him.
The scene with Mel where he takes his 2 sons and they go in the woods and the sons are hiding behind the trees and he jumps like, he frees Heath Ledger. He frees Heath Ledger.
Yeah, let's not forget Heath Ledger's in the mix. I heard an interview recently with Jason Isaac talking about that movie. He played, the bad guy. What's his name? Is it Cornwallis? Or is Cornwallis
was the general?
Was the general?
But no, either way, keep going. I forget his name, but
I forget his name. They did a scene where he was washing his face with his hair down because they couldn't believe how goddamn good the wig looked out of the ponytail, and they just decided they had to put it in the scene. And that's how movies get made sometimes. They were just like, this wig doesn't make any sense. And you look like kind of a douchebag in the ponytail the whole time. But this part looks really cool. And he was like, can you please just put one scene in the movie where the wig's down and I look like kind of a badass? And they were like, we'll shoot it. We'll see what happens. And they did.
There you go. Great movie.
I still thought he looked like a pussy. But that's because he was wearing a red coat. You know what I mean? I couldn't.
Kill me before the war's over, will you? Because you're not the better. Oh, great scene. Great scene, great movie, great time. Swamp Fox, shout out, fan of the show, listen to the show. But we're going to keep it moving, Burn, and we're going to debate. We're going to do some debating about Yuppie or Blue Collar. You ready?
Oh, doctor.
Here we go. So here we go. Let's dive into some debate topics with Blue Collar and Yuppie lens, okay? So the first topic we'll be debating is the rise of the digital nomad lifestyle. Here is the Blue Collar perspective. This lifestyle is seen as impractical, unstable, and detached from real work. It lacks the tangible results and community ties that blue-collar jobs often provide. Concerns about the lack of benefits, job security, and the perceived frivolity of the work would be prevalent. For the Yuppie perspective, this is the ultimate expression of freedom and work-life balance. It's about leveraging technology to escape traditional constraints and pursue passions. It represents the ability to create your own path and prioritize experiences over material possessions. The emphasis is on flexibility, self-optimization, and global connectivity. So here's my thoughts, right? So back in the day, the digital nomad lifestyle, if it was blue collar, it was one, because you're in the military, and that's just your nomad. Sure. Or you lived in a fucking trailer and you just moved a lot, right? Like, that was blue collar nomad back then. Now with I'm going to take some time off and I'm going to spend my college fund on a bus and then redo it and then go live in it and fucking stink for 2 years? Come on. Burn your thoughts.
This one's kind of tough, Maddie. It's actually a little tougher than I thought it was going to be.
Okay.
This is there's something very like bohemian and artsy about this idea that has existed in the United States forever, which like 70 years ago, like you probably would have called Jack Kerouac or like Horatio Alger a yuppie, right? Because they were like, I don't care about your job. I don't care about whatever.
I
I'm
don't
going
give a
west.
fuck.
I'm going to write my shit down. I'm going to smoke some cigarettes. If I make some money on the way, that's fine. Maybe I'll stop in Wyoming and start a
Mhm.
family and never make it to California. But
Yeah.
there's always been something like, oh, isn't that nice for you? You can take off and go do that while the rest of us have to like stay here and, hold down the fort. Someone's got to go to work in the morning. Someone's got to feed the kids. I don't know. I kind of feel like the
Well,
nomad
can I
has
ask you
always been a yuppie idea.
can I ask you this, Burn?
Yeah.
Would you say a pikey is blue collar or a yuppie? Because they are nomad. And I'll tell you, if there was like a pikey nomad vlog, I would be glued to it.
But
Glued.
they're not nomadic by choice. They're nomadic by necessity because they go somewhere and then they squeeze everybody out of their money and they screw everybody over and they get kicked out and have to go somewhere else.
Love it.
The I don't know, Maddie. I kind of think this is yuppie. I mean, for the first time in a while, I kind of think this is yuppie. And even though I love like the literature styles, your Kerouacs and your Algers and your guys who went out there, it was still kind of a yuppie idea back then. It was like, okay, well, your father fought in the war, so now you're what? You're going to smoke cigarettes and drive across the country and write a book. I think those books are awesome, but there's a certain level of privilege and ability that goes into being able to do that. I don't know, man. I
I
think it's
don't
kind of
know.
yuppie.
I'll tell you this: what isn't yuppie is if they have a successful, vlog, YouTube channel, whatever you want to call it, it's because they fucking earned it. It is so difficult to produce content consistently and put it out there. It is legit a full-time lifestyle if you want to make it successful. The most successful people live on the phone and on posting and all that stuff. So if someone is successful from this travel vlog, they would have earned it. I will say that. So let's move on. Next topic. Are you ready? I'm
I'm
talking
ready.
the ethics of the side hustles and gig economy work. So, blue collar perspective. This is seen as a symptom of economic instability and the erosion of traditional employment. It's about being forced to work multiple jobs to make ends meet, lacking the security of a stable paycheck and benefits. There's a concern about the exploitation of workers and the evaluation of skilled labor. And then the yuppie perspective. This is a demonstration of entrepreneurial spirit and resourcefulness. It's about diversifying income streams, pursuing passions, and building a personal brand. It's seen as a way to hack the traditional career path and create a more fulfilling and flexible work life. The focus is on opportunity, self sufficiency, and maximizing earning potential. So I'll say this: this was my thought of the side hustle, right? Is that when coming up, my mom was a full-time teacher, right? But then she had 4 kids and my dad left. So guess what? She started waitressing during, a couple nights a week and on the weekends
Hmm.
just so we'd have some fucking money. You know what I mean? And then also got all of us jobs at the restaurant. So now she's like, I'm not paying for you fucks anymore. You got a job. You're on your own. You know what I mean? So my always thought of the side hustle, like I think we've all sold drugs at one point just to make extra money, not because we wanted to, do it.
We have.
Right.
I mean, we have.
I still have multiple jobs now. And like, dude, there's been for years I was working in the office and bartending at the same time, working multiple gigs while boxing and teaching boxing and doing private sessions and things like that. So my thought is that you do something, then you do something else on the side. And like, I don't know. I just feel like you're just working to make some extra money because that's your job as a man, right? Like your job as a man is to make and bring home money for you and your family. And if you got to do a couple jobs and you got to, that's what your job is as a man and as a father and husband provider. I feel like the yuppie version of a side hustle is getting fucked to death on OnlyFans or selling feet. If you're selling feet, you get a pass. If you got feet that you can make money on, if you're walking on $1 million Tootskis and you're not doing anything about it, I'm mad. But if you're selling feet and making money, more power to you. Burn your thoughts.
This is a really interesting one too. Like, especially the way you laid out your scenario. Like, yeah, your mom was a full-time teacher and your dad left, so she got a job doing stuff. But then she got all of you jerk offs jobs. It was like, all right, jerk offs, now you're paying for your own gas money. Like, I got you a gig. I'm working because God forbid one of you gets sick or my car dies or whatever. Like, I need the money. But there's nothing more
Also,
blue
my
collar.
dad declared bankruptcy 5 times.
So yeah, right. There wasn't a whole,
Right.
right. Not a reliable income stream.
Right.
But that's even more blue collar. I'm just like, here you go. My side gig now became your side gig. Kids, get used to this. Like every once in a while, you're gonna have to hustle. You're gonna have to grind a little bit.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously having more than one job, needing more than one job or one and a half jobs or two jobs to support yourself is inherently blue collar. It's actually the biggest downside of being blue collar, right? Is that you can be great at something and it might not just pay enough money for you to support. You said 4 kids? That's a lot of kids, man.
Yeah. Totally.
OnlyFans or being an influencer or being a TikToker or being someone who, I mean, there's part of me that wants to be like, well, work smarter, not harder. If you can find a way to craft a couple dollars out of this digital space, then go ahead and do it. But I don't think the side hustle starts with the blue collar, and it's a necessary part of the blue collar family. Whatever the side hustle has become right now, it's a blue collar trait. In fact, most of these people who are doing a side hustle now are being like, well, I want to make this my main job. I just work during the day. Like, no, motherfucker, you have 2 jobs. You need to work equally hard at both of them. That's how it works. I think that's what separates. Like, your mom was working just as hard at teaching as she was at hosting or serving or whatever she was doing at the restaurant. Because when she shows up and clocks in, she's working 100%. Not, oh, I'm going to go suck a dick at a coffee shop all day and, just so I have something for my taxes. And then I'll show my b-hole on OnlyFans. And that's where I make my $50K a year. Those are not the same thing.
Also, is it worth $50K a year? Like, I mean, if you had a normal paying job and then added $50K, I would see that. But if you're just making $50K to get butt plowed on fucking OnlyFans, I would say cut it out. But let's keep it moving, Burn.
It's not a long time. It's not. There's not much mobility there, and your assets are diminishing with every paycheck. So
I worked with a girl that did OnlyFans during the pandemic, and she was making she made really good money, and it's clear to see why. But let's keep it moving. Keep it on moving down the road. So next comment comes off of the How the Studio Revisions Perfected Saving Private Ryan script shorts clip, and it's from the Unseen Ranger 298. Unseen Ranger 298. Left a comment saying
new retort.
Yeah, it is a new retort. Let's check what he's got. Is Unseen Ranger? I don't know what that's a play on. But it's Unseen Ranger 298. It's a silly goose, loosey goose, whatever it's called.
Silly goose. Unseen Ranger, welcome you, silly goose.
Silly goose, welcome to the crew. He left a comment saying, "Hey, great content, but why the epilepsy video?"
Oh, is that the one where your computer shit out?
Yeah, no, it's so. I have this new format on the editing software where it can turn audio into a video, but the video is you can pick different types, but it's almost like a cartoon portrait kind of looking thing. But it's been really well and it's done good as far as numbers go, like adding our audio to a video like that. But either way, so I just, it's something new with the editing software, but that's it. So that's that comment. So let's keep it on moving down the road, Burn, and finish off with another reading.
Here's a short Seinfeld script focusing on a classic mundane observation. Interior. Jerry's apartment. Day. Jerry, George, and Elaine are at the kitchen table. Kramer bursts in.
Jerry, you won't believe what I just saw.
What, Kramer? Did you finally find a parking spot on the street?
No. It's about these little plastic things on the end of the shoelaces.
Anglets?
Egglets, yeah. I saw a guy, he just ripped them off. So people do that? But Elaine, they're there for a reason. They stop the fray. Without them, it's chaos. Frayed shoelaces everywhere.
A veritable shoelace apocalypse. He's right, Jerry. It's like taking the crust off bread. It's the structural integrity.
Exactly. It's societal breakdown, I tell you, one aglet at a time.
So you're saying society is held together by shoelace tips?
Absolutely.
Kramer grabs a banana from the counter and peels it, then throws the peel over his shoulder.
Kramer. What? It's just a peel. And scene.
You're fucking welcome, everyone. You're fucking
Speaking
welcome.
of being welcome, this has been another episode of the Working Perspectives Podcast presents The Retorted Show. I'm Matt Lavelle. He's Bern Pockasy. In case you're wondering, you can find all our stuff and all our content on all podcast platforms and YouTube at Working Perspectives Podcast. You have us on Instagram at Working Perspectives Podcast. Join us on Twitter and TikTok at Working P Pod. And if you'd like to be a guest on the show, please email us at workperspectives@gmail.com, and please like and subscribe, and we'll keep bringing you this amazing, incredible, fantastic, stupendous content. You're the best, we're the best, they are the best. Plant you now, dig you later. See ya!